All right, YouTube, I got a question for you. Do you HYROX? No? Well, a few weeks ago, neither did I. And after years of training, let me tell you, I have never worked as hard as I did for my first HYROX. I'd like to tell you all about it. I thought I was just signing up for a fitness race. I mean, I have done Tough Mudders, I've done Spartan races, 5Ks, 3Ks, a couple on the lower end. But this HYROX thing was different. It taught me 8 powerful, life-changing, game-changing lessons about discipline, about resilience, and about pushing your limits. Whether you're training for a challenge like one of these, or you just want to level up in life, these lessons will help you change how you approach your goals. Welcome to my channel where I talk about all things inspiration, mindset, and habits to help you activate your best self. I'm Greggy, the Chief Activation Officer of Activating You, and I've been on a mission. To push my limits, and HYROX just taught me some of the most important, powerful life lessons I've ever learned. You're gonna wanna hear this. In this video, I'm gonna share with you 8 game-changing lessons that I learned from my HYROX experience. I'm gonna give you some actionable tips that you can apply right away to change your life, and I'm gonna explain why you should commit to at least one major challenge every year. Let's get into it. All right, lesson number 1 is that you can do hard things. Until recently, I had never heard of a HYROX, and if you haven't either, let me give you the quick version. HYROX is part marathon, part CrossFit, and fully designed to push your limits. There's 8 1K runs, 8 brutal workout stations, and it humbles you fast. And trust me, HYROX is hard. When I heard that rundown, I was intimidated, but also I was intrigued. I wondered what it would take to complete something like that, so I did what all crazy people do. I signed up. And that decision led me to life lessons 2 and 3. Lesson number 2 was to run towards what scares you. My first thought when I heard about HYROX was fear. It's not for me. I don't consider myself a runner. In fact, I avoid running at all costs. Like sneakerheads avoid creasing their sneakers, and we don't like to crease our sneakers. But something inside of me hated saying I can't do it. That little voice inside of me, that one that speaks to my best self, the one that challenges you to be your best self, it pushed me to run towards what scared me instead of running away from what scared me. Growth is uncomfortable. The biggest breakthroughs that we have in life often happen when we lean into the discomfort rather than retreat from it. So, how do you lean into the discomfort? You commit to the challenge. You push through discomfort by committing. And the best way to commit is to put it on the calendar. That's exactly what I did. The moment I locked in my race date, the path to success became clear. Calendaring your goal is an action. It moves you from I'll do this someday to I am planning for this now. I'm prepping for this now. I am training for this now. And that's where we want to be. Here's a tip. Use your calendar, okay? It could be a tool to help you reinforce your commitments. A goal without a date is just a wish. Turn those wishes into goals. Lesson number 4 is that we create the moments that matter. We create them. As kids, we have birthdays, graduations, communions, all types of milestones to celebrate. But as adults, not so much, unless we create them. HYROX became a moment that mattered for me. These challenges, whether it's a fitness race or learning a new skill or chasing a personal dream, they're all moments to remember that we get to celebrate, and we have to create them. Ask yourself, how many moments that matter do you have planned for this year? Then ask yourself if that's enough. If not, then create one. Lesson number 5 is to prepare, plan, and practice. Success is not a magic trick. It's about preparation, it's about planning, and it's about practice. I call them the 3 Ps. Preparing is doing the work today so you're ready for tomorrow. When you plan, you bridge the gap between intention and action. We practice because repetition makes execution second nature. Before my HYROX, the 8K run, the stations, the intensity, it all seemed impossible. But once I prepared for the run, I planned my attack, and I practiced the exercises, I had all types of confidence. At its core, preparation is about anticipating and seeing the challenges before they arrive. It's about executing and doing the work before it's needed. It's building up the resilience to strengthen yourself to handle any setbacks that may come, and all at the cost of just some discipline, showing up consistently, even when it's not urgent. When I'm talking about planning, I'm talking about creating clarity, defining what you want and why. It also gives you a chance to strategize and map out how you're gonna get there. It allows you to be adaptable, to prepare for any unexpected things that may come. And it's another sign of commitment that's following through even when it's inconvenient. And that final P is practice. That's right, we're talking about practice. Repetition is doing it over and over until it becomes second nature. It's all about being intentional in that work because you're focusing on getting better, not just going through the motions. Patience is necessary because mastery is a process and not an instant result. And finally, when you fail, as you practice, and you will, you get to adjust. You learn from the mistakes that you make, and you make the tweaks necessary to be successful. All right, lesson number 6 is the cheat code. Accountability partners are a cheat code. HYROX allows you to compete solo or in doubles, which I think is genius. I started solo, but everything changed when my friend Shay joined me. Having an accountability partner changed the game. Studies show that when you have an accountability partner, you increase your goal success rates from 30% to 90%. And that's just from having someone to be vulnerable with, to share feedback with you, and to push you when you need it. Here's an actionable tip. Find an accountability partner. Better yet, be one for someone else. I know I needed my buddy Shay to be my accountability partner. He was my training buddy, and it made the trip more fun to go and do this HYROX with somebody else, to have someone to look at me when I needed it. And believe me, in the 7th and 8th lap, when I was dying, he was the person there to push me through it. So I appreciate you, Shay. I can't wait till we do the next one. All right, lesson number 7 is important. Build momentum and you become unstoppable. Before the race starts, they corral all the runners into this tunnel, right? It's like this pit where they tell you all the rules and give you some tips and pep talk you and get you ready for that race. In that moment, you realize there's no going back, right? They kind of lock you in this pen. You really ain't nowhere to go. But what was important for me in that moment is I remember feeling nervous to start this race, but also remembering every step I took that got me to that point. Learning about HYROX in the first place, Googling it and trying to understand what it was, watching those YouTube videos to figure out how I was gonna practice, signing up for an actual date, getting a training buddy to train with me, and then every week that led up to this and doing mini HYROXes on my own, learning the exercises, the form, all those things were steps I took along the way. They were actions that were building momentum for me to get to this very point. In that same way, think about your life and the goals that you have. It's about learning how to take those successive steps one by one to build momentum. By the time I had reached that pen, the momentum was built. There was no going back. By race day, momentum had given me the power to power through. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces known to man. It's a good thing to figure out how to build your own momentum. Here's what you do. You don't wait for motivation. You take action, and then another, and then another, and then you build on those actions until momentum is so strong, you are impossible to stop. The last and final message is to finish what you start. At the end of HYROX, they give you this small Velcro patch. It's a simple patch, but to me, it meant everything because it wasn't about the patch. It was about finishing. Keeping a promise to myself that I was gonna start something and finish it. Starting can be easy, but finishing is what builds confidence. And if I can finish this, I can finish anything, and so can you. All right, final recap. You can do hard things. Run towards what scares you. Commit by setting a date to create the moments that matter. Prepare, plan, and practice. Find an accountability partner to level up. Build momentum that keeps you going. And finally, finish. Always finish. This whole conversation was not about a HYROX. It's about you. It's about the challenge just being a symbol. So here's my challenge to you. What's one big thing you're gonna commit to this year? I want you to drop that in the comments, and then I want you to run to your nearest calendar, put it in an app, whatever it is. I want you to calendar a date for that thing. I want to hear all about it. If you made it this far, you are a real one. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you hung out with me, and I appreciate that. My name is Greggy. This is my channel. Peace.